and and yeah, it is. This is going to be an interesting match. These players are both extremely good, and yeah, whoever. Well, we said whoever wins this goes on to face Nintendo, but whoever loses this is third out of everybody that tried out for League. So, yeah, this is for pretty much the bronze medal or going for the gold. So, I mean, this is going to be interesting.
Well, absolutely. And both of these runners, they worked super hard to get here. And it takes a lot to make it this far. These are by far the least luck-based settings we've had. Of course, it's still luck-based, but there's definitely some thought and work that goes into this, and these runners definitely put in the practice to get this far. And it's an amazing feat getting third, but unfortunately, third is not first. And that's something that both of these players, along with Nintendo waiting in grand finals, really want.
Right. So
both players are on the title screen. They're getting ready to start here pretty soon. Probably just waiting on the race time. And just a couple of things that pop out to me immediately is that levels, STT, and Disney Castle and 100 Acre are all dead. Like, those worlds cannot have a proof.
I wouldn't count out Disney Castle. No, that could be a 9 and 5.
Yeah, 9 and 5. Well, it's very unlikely to have a proof. It's 9 plus 5 is very rare. It can still be 7 plus 7.
I don't know how rare it is though, because in the races at least that I've commentated on, 9s and 5s have popped up quite a bit actually. But it's that one that you don't always expect. Like, it's the one that just kind of sneaks up on you and it's like, hey, I'm here. And finding a report for that will definitely help Disney Castle gain importance in this seed.
Absolutely. And something else to note is, they just got the hint for 100 Acre, which is pretty nice. But like, again, we knew 100 Acre was dead. And what I was going to say is that 100 Acre and STT being dead are actually pretty huge. You never really want to see those high commitment worlds be like a 5 or an 8 or anything like that. So it being those two worlds being dead, your high time commitment worlds where you need certain tools to do, in 100 Acres case torn pages, in STT's case limit form, not having to worry about that is very nice.
Right. Yeah, Jared evidently has been working on his menuing, because that menu is extremely fast. Just even before going into this fight, just looking into that menu, seeing, all right, what do we got on this Keyblade? Nothing. All right, and just going straight in. Just
Donald and Goopy dropped the ball for him there, but he was because they started with Thunder. He was able to stun the Living Bones in place with the Thunder so that it couldn't charge at him because Donald and Goofy weren't attacking it.
Right.
So,
also
very great awareness by Jared. And a Reflect as well.
Yeah. Also throwing in Thunders to connect the combos together. Really smart and really, really interesting way of dealing damage there. Just insane. But yeah, you always like to see a high number Pride Land, since that's the first world you're going to go to in the seed, more than likely. Just seeing a high number there, and one of the things in there being a Reflect is excellent. But also finding Wisdom form in Pride Land, so that pretty much kills it off for anything else of at least 5 importance. It could be another form in here, it could be 3 reports. If it were 3 reports, that's a lot of information out the bat.
Absolutely. So. Now, information in these settings, as you've probably already know from watching a ton of these races, but if you haven't, information is extremely key because it tells you where a check is. And just being able to rule out places mathematically because you know where some stuff is in the world is huge. Especially if those worlds are like a 5. So Halloween Town is a lone 5, which means that it can have a proof, it can have a summon, it can have anything that is worth a 5 can be there. But if you get a hint for Halloween Town, since proofs can't be hinted, that will kill off Halloween Town, and you don't have to go deep into Halloween Town for anything.
Right. Yeah. 12, like 14, is also one of those strange numbers that you look at it and you're like, oh, it's a 5 and a 7, but then on further thought, you're like, well, it could also be 4 reports. It could be a 9 and a 3. So it's just, yeah, it's just a matter of, like Zed said, finding those reports and just killing off a world. Final form also in Pride Land. So this seed's looking good in terms of being able to form level, and for good reason, because it's a 24. So that's a lot of different variations on what could be there. It could be 3 magics and a report. It could be 2 5s and 2 7s. Like, there's a lot of different possibilities that could be on that 24. So yeah, finding some early forms to level up, definitely very good in this seed.
Yeah, absolutely. I can imagine that these players would be very happy to get those forms very early. Mm-hmm. And of course, there's still some high valued shotguns on the table. Also, proof of connections in Agrabah for Jared.
Oh, there we go.
That's nice. So yeah, it's going to really, I think forms are going to be huge this seed personally. I can see them being pretty stacked. 24. If you get like an oddball high number like that isn't really divisible by much, then it's very likely that there's some 5s mixed in there, like multiple 5s. So again, I'm putting my predictions on 2 5s and 2 magics, 2 7s, and I think that would be incredible for the players to pick up early.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. But also taking a look around, also EXP boost in Agrabah as well. But taking a look around at some of the numbers that we got a high number Twilight Town, which is kind of normal to see, right?
Yeah.
But that 36 World That Never Was, how much does that number push up its importance?
So, high number of the World That Never Was are very scary because obviously the later you put off the World That Never Was, for when you get stronger, the better, because you can do the world faster and you can clear other content before going to the world which has, some of the strongest like walls in it. Like, you want tools for Zigbar. Nowadays people like doing Roxas legitimately rather than cheesing him with Quick Run, stuff like that. So I can see these players pushing the World That Never Was very early. They're both very skilled at it. We'll probably see Roxas being quick ran this seed so that they can get stuff early. Because especially with one proof on the table, if they found another proof before or past Roxas, that would want to push them to do low tools the rest of the seed. Because, what if there's the third proof in the World That Never Was? Again, it really depends. These players are obviously very skilled in their go modes. I can imagine there being pretty... What was I going to say? I can imagine there being a lot of, early pushes, I guess is what I'm trying to say, to that world. Sonic is going to try and level up Wisdom here, though. If you reflect right there, like he just did, it murders all of the Silver Rocks, because they're still vulnerable even though they're in that, RC state. So just Jump Reflect kills them all, and they are done with Agrabah, so Jared is going to go straight to Halloween Town and chase this lone 5. And probably get more EXP as well.
Also good find from Jared, found Peter Pan in the first 3 checks of LOD, so that kills off LOD, which if you're me is really good to see.
Right.
Don't like that world. But
we were talking about with STT and 100 Acre Wood, LOD is one of those worlds where if you kind of need tools to do it. So if you want to do it, you want something like Master Form or Wisdom Form to do Throne Room Skip. Now, granted, they do have Wisdom Form, but they're missing a Fire to really make that strat work. So, yeah.
Well, And even before that, just to get through the opening fights quicker and stuff like that, Magnera is really good to have.
Absolutely.
Chicken Little. Well, actually, no, you can't use summons because
No,
Pain
you
has
can't
to be
use
in your
summons
party.
as a Pain.
So yeah, like Magnera
Pretty
is
much
really
Magnera.
like the barrier for like. It's not a thing that you absolutely need in order to do LOD, but to do optimally, you need at least Magnera in order to make it just that much more bearable.
Right, absolutely. So yeah, LOD being blocked off for the rest of the seed is really nice.
Mhm.
So yeah, Jared has gone into Christmas Town here, and he still has not found that 1-5. It could very well be past Prison Keeper, for all we know. But he's just going to dance call a fight here. Halloween Town is a very good early push because you get experience in this fight and leaving the world in your shotgun.
Yeah, we got
there it is,
Slide
it's
Dash.
Stitch. Yeah.
Okay, Stitch. All right, so
Ooh. So
Getting-
Sonic. Oh,
getting
go
our
ahead,
su-
sorry.
getting quite a few of our summons off the board here really quickly. Just helps out a lot. But yeah,
Right.
go ahead.
So Sonic also did something really smart, which is if you go into either Pan or Chicken Little limit and then leave a room, it will level up your summon gauge while still keeping your drive gauge because you're still technically in a summoned state. So he's just doing it to get summon levels later for, say, if he does find Chicken Little or does need to use Stitch, which he's going to find very soon. He doesn't have to worry about his summon gauge really running out because with those summons, like if you get like 2 summon levels, like that's enough, you know?
Mhm.
Like that's pretty much all you need. Also, Torn Pages in PR, that's gonna kill that word off.
Yeah. So a lot of early 5s we're seeing out of these checks, the shotgun checks.
Now, that's actually really scary because the more worlds you narrow down, the more value goes up in the bigger worlds, like the world that never was. So, again, this could push these players to push the world that never was pretty early.
Mhm.
And again, we talk about pushing the world that never was early a lot because it's very hard to do. And with these settings, if you can get away with going through the world fast, you want to because of just the knowledge you have from looking at the tracker, really.
Right.
So, again, the fact that the world that never was is ever looming with a 36, and not only that, but these worlds are quickly getting pegged off. It's a pretty big deal.
Jared taking a quick foray into Pooh's world, getting those early 6 checks. Just a power boost and MP up were really the only big things that I saw in there. Nothing too huge, but Sonic being the first into OC, followed closely by Jared, finds that Pride Lands has a final form. So, I mean, there's a no crap report.
Yeah, really. Those reports are the kind of reports where, like, you know, you have to see them whenever you blew a world, but you would much rather get a different piece of information.
Right. Yeah, and that report being the only thing in the shotgun of OC, still keeps that at a 23. So it's still pretty high number, a lot of variables in that number. So there's still so much, like the smaller worlds I'm seeing are being knocked off quicker, and then the bigger worlds are just staying big. is
Yeah,
what I'm
exactly.
noticing. So small get smaller and the big get bigger.
Yeah. Again, lots of value coming from the world that never was, Twilight Town and Olympus Coliseum, and to some extent Hollow Bastion. Although Hollow Bastion is more like you can clear. It's not that great to push really compared to the other worlds. They do get some value, but with the tools they have, Bailey would be pretty slow.
So Sonic is pushing a guaranteed 5 in Space Paranoids right now with that 11. It has to be 2 reports and a 5. Meanwhile, Jared went into DC and found out that it is a 5 and a 9, and the 5 was second chance. So Also going to get some wisdom levels in here. So yeah, it's.
Yeah, I like this DC. I like both of these plays. I like the DC push from Jared because you get some wisdom EXP here, and you were fortunate enough to figure out what the world was before pushing mini escort, which is huge. And you also, I already mentioned the wisdom levels. Never mind. But for Sonic, yeah, pushing the guaranteed 5 with the Space Paranoids is nice. As well as it's just a good roll to shotgun anyways, but the fact that he got nothing in that opening shotgun means that he must, at some point to get that 5, do screens, which means that he might not be able... Actually, they have an EXP boost in Stitch, so if they find a magnet, I can see them going to go level grind in SP.
Absolutely.
Especially because second chance makes it very safe.
Yeah. Also, our runners were high-fiving as they went into each other's worlds. So we're just seeing the same thing, but in reverse. But yeah, so, well, and you did mention like the possible Hall Bastion push, the possible Twilight Town push. Like, where is the first big push do you think is going to be? Because my money is probably on Twilight Town, but I wouldn't be surprised if they pushed the world that never was. Like,
right.
With that 36 and 4 checks up front, 3 on Roxas, 1 on beating him and 2 after, and then I want to say like 8 checks, like going up to Zigbar. So what is that, like 12, 16 checks there?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's not too bad of a thought, but
so
Jared,
it's risk versus reward, really, of what you want to do.
Mm-hmm.
But Jared's opting for Beast Castle. They both are.
That's... Okay. I don't think that's that bad of a play. I mean, at least with the trend that we've seen here, the smaller worlds get knocked off the board extremely quickly. And this is on the smaller side. I mean, this could be 2 reports in a Magic. This could be a report in 2 5s. So, like, getting this off the board is not too bad of a play, in my opinion.
No, I 100% agree. But also, I think what these players might do, again, we might not see it, but what we might see is they might go into the West Wing before going to Bell's room, and then after the cutscene in Bell's room, they get the 2 chests from the East Wing and then leave. So they don't fight Thresholder, but they do get all of the checks before Threshold.
Right. Jared
Sonic is opting for Bell's room first, so he's probably going to fight Thresholder.
Right. Jared looked like he was going that way, but instead, he used it to revert. Okay. I was questioning why did you hop out of the revert? Gotcha.
He had 6 drives, so he could have came back and. But something Jared is doing is because his movement is not that great right now. He's actually using Wisdom 4 to move around, which is pretty good. That has Quick Run 2 on it, and the little slide in Wisdom 4 makes it so that it doesn't feel as bad to Quick Run everywhere. So, yeah, this is actually going to let him gain a little bit more ground. So, we do know that at this point, Beast Castle is 2 5s and a 3. Once more is here, which is very good, by the way. So,
oh my god, just silver platter here, have everything.
Yeah, so once more in a seed like this is huge because now level grinding is basically safe, and the world that never was just got a ton safer. So you don't have to necessarily worry about dying to Zigbar or anything because you have that nice safety net and once more.
Also, Jared giving us a view of the architecture. It's really well built. Just looking straight up at the ceiling. All right. So both runners going into the Thresholder fight.
Okay, Jared opting for final forming here to do the fight quickly, and so is Sonic. So in some situations, you might be able to one-cycle a Thresholder here with Limit Form or Trinity Limit, but unfortunately neither of our players really have that. So they're just opting to spend the drive gauge here and use Final Form to get through the fight quicker.
Yeah, both the runners look like they're going to expend their drive to with that fight, but I mean they got the rest of the world to get it back and everything like that, so not too bad of a loss. 'Cause it always sucks to like lose your drive gauge and everything like that, and then you're like, okay, how can I get it back? Like, do I got drive recoveries? What world am I close to being done with that I can just pop into and be like, all right, we're finishing this up? So. Ooh, good goal.
Also, I love how even this race has been between these two players. So they both have the exact same score, which basically tells you how much content they've both done. They've done pretty much the exact same stuff and have been keeping up pace with each other. So, and it's pretty close. We haven't seen any real deviations from the routing between these two players either.
The only real thing that Jared has on Sonic is 6 checks in 100 Acre Wood that didn't pan out. Like, so actually that might be an advantage to Sonic, but I don't know.
Well, Sonic might check 100 Acre at some point, but actually no, because if he would have checked 100 Acre, he would have done it by now. Right. So he's just opting, he's just like, okay, I don't need that Blizzard. There's a chance I might not even get it, so I'm not going to bother. And yeah, so, but otherwise, like, they're very close right now.
Also Torn Page.
Yeah, so that knocks out Beast Castle.
There you go. The only small world that hasn't been knocked out at this point is Space Paranoids. So.
There's a report for the Ukulele Charm in Halloween Town as well.
Yeah.
And Jared's opting for Hollow Bastion. He's going to get Final 2 here off of the first fight. And I'm curious what he's going to use to get through Bailey, because he doesn't really have anything to really get through it quickly. I mean, the best tool he has for it is Slandara. Oh, he's not going Final... Oh, right, he doesn't have Drive. He can't. He does,
right.
He can't go Final Form. He doesn't have Drive. So it's actually not... It's not the end of the world, because the way Final EXP settings work, and the fact that he only has 1 Drive gauge means that he's not wasting too much Final EXP from having that extra level going into Twilight Town, but it's still unfortunate. Like, it's something you'd like to have, and Sonic is pushing the world that never was.
There you go. Yeah, Jared also getting a report in Hollow Bastion saying that Magnet is in STT, so we know that Magnega is not on the table, because highly doubt they would push for just a Magnet. Like, you'd have to be in a really bad spot in the seed in order to push STT for a Magnet.
I've seen Sonic do this before. So something Sonic likes to do is, while Roxas has his super armor on some of his attacks, he'll poke Roxas with a Thunder just so he has to quick burn him for less time. But he doesn't really have scan, so I assume that it's not really going to matter too much. But yeah, he is going to choose to cheese Roxas, which makes sense. The world that never was is a 36, and the first 4 checks of the world that never was didn't really pan out. And a lot of these worlds are pretty much already done. So
yeah,
going for the high value world that you must do no matter what is a pretty strong play.
Right. Yeah, it really at this point is just a matter of, okay, here's 4 really big worlds that you can do. Go choose one. Right? And really the only viable ones that the only not viable one that I see is OC, because we don't have crowd control for Hades Escape. So
right, and in general, you want draws for OC as well to speed up the minigame.
True. Yeah, so really, no play I think is a bad play at this point for any of these runners in terms of the bigger checks. Yeah, but the thing I'm looking for in these bigger worlds right now, if I'm these runners, is more forms. Like I'm
I
looking
agree.
for one of those forms. And that's the one thing is that 9 in DC is kind of scary because if there's something on forms, like possibly level 7 on forms, you might need to keep that in the back of your mind that, hey, there's something still there. Like I shouldn't forget it entirely.
And you can circumvent that with auto forms a little bit, but auto forms can only do so much. Like you still can't get like the extra levels that you could get from actually having the form with auto forms.
Right.
So if it's on late drives, then you're in trouble.
Ooh. Fire and Genie on on Roxas.
Okay.
Heck yeah.
Sonic has access to Final Fire now, which is kind of a big deal. And a magnet, okay. Oh, so this is scary. So what's left is a 10 in the world that never was. This could be a 7 and a 3 or a 5 and a 5. It's a 7 and 3. The world that never was does not have the proof. In fact, almost everything was before Zigbar. There's only one. There's still a chance that everything could be before Zigbar. Yeah, everything was before Zigbar.
Wow.
All right.
If
I'm Sonic, I'm looking at Twilight Town.
Yeah, like this is a solid Twilight Town right now. So now I'm looking at math for where the forms could be, and just kind of deducing where they could be. Hall of Bastion's still an option for one of them. If you put one in Twilight Town, then that would make it a 23? 23? Yeah, so, I mean, this is
Jared just got the first 4 checks in the world that never was and dipped. Okay.
Attaboy, Jared.
So he wants Master Form in the opening chunks of Twilight Town. That's pretty good because we were just talking about how important forms seem now. So
so
they're only missing Valor and Limit,
right?
And what was I gonna say? Yeah, Jared is opting to do Roxas later, legitimately. So he wants tools to get past Roxas quicker. So he can save time on Sonic doing that, but he's going to miss out on everything Sonic got, mainly the 2 fires and the magnet. Those are kind of a big deal with Final Form on the table right now. Because the best tool Jared really has to use with Final Form right now is Sundaga, which isn't that great. Now, granted, he doesn't know that there's 2 fires behind Roxas, which makes it so that Zigbar is pretty easy. But there's Light and Darkness, that's worthless. But otherwise, yeah. We're probably going to see both players get final up to 5 here, hopefully. Maybe only 4, but actually, I wouldn't be surprised if Jared got final 4 and Sonic got final 5 because of that extra final level Sonic got in the world that never was.
Right. God, watching the restream and just seeing the same form explosion at the exact same time is just so satisfying. Wow. All right.
So something big just happened. Chicken Little got hinted from drives. So what that tells... Okay, so they're only winning the final 4 here, both of them. What that tells us is that there's 11 points left in Twilight Town, which means it could be a 5-3-3 or
what, an 11 in Twilight Town? That's a 5-3-3. Like there's a guaranteed 5 here.
Yeah. So there's Chicken Little, another 5, and 2 reports.
This is a spicy seed.
Yeah.
I'm enjoying this.
So what this means is that it rules out there being 2 proofs in Twilight Town, but it's still actually with what's left, it's very likely that like yes. What am I trying to say here? It's of equal chance of being a proof as it is a torn page because there's only 2 torn pages left.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I would like to see both of these players push all of Twilight Town at this point. Now that you know that there's another guaranteed 5 here along with Chicken Little.
All right, we got another no crap report saying that Torn Pages was in Port Royal. Yeah, doesn't really help us, but it does whittle us down to an 8. Well, an 8 minus the Chicken Little. So,
neither of these players opt for auto math, so it can be a little tricky to follow along. But
I don't like having auto math on because then it just makes me completely forget that there's a certain check in there. Like, say I'm starving for magnets and I get that Chicken Little hint, then I'm like, oh, well then because of my math, I already have that Chicken Little, right? No. It's actually, I just realized I don't know how auto math works because I don't have it on ever. so I don't even know if that's how it works. But
it basically, so on their tracker, it would say 8 instead of 13.
Ah, gotcha.
Okay, so and pretty standard tower push. They're going to level up. Jared is opting to level up wisdom a little bit here. And let's see what's at the top of the tower then. Again, I would love to see these players push Twilight Town 2 after this because of there just being a guaranteed 5 here. And again, a proof could be a 5. So, and getting Chicken Little isn't also a bad thing. Like, Chicken Little is a very powerful summon.
Yeah, we love the chicken here. Him and his soda rocket that he straps to his back. I need to go back and watch that movie. Alright, so nothing else in the rest of TT1. So we'll see where the runners go from here. Sonic going back in. Jared, I'm not 100% sure on where he's going.
He's going back in.
He's going back in. Okay.
Sonic's doing an EXP boost here as well, which also helps out a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Sonic actually has Firaga because he went to the world that never was, I just realized, because there was that fire on levels earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Which is pretty good.
I think Sonic going to the world that never was really helped him for TT1 especially, because that station fight went extremely quickly versus Jared's, and I think it was just due to that one extra final level giving him more chances to get more hits with it.
I'd say it would also make a bigger time difference here as well in the Sandlot fight. Look at how much more Jared struggled to kill off the Berserkers than Sonic did.
True.
And Sonic is going to continue leveling here in the Underground Concourse. Just so he can do the world that never was quickly.
Right.
Oh, double fire boost as well. I just realized that they have. So yeah, these fires are melting down these nobodies. Jared is opting not to level here. So that could potentially be a deciding factor.
Yeah, I think just if I were Jared, I don't know why you wouldn't level here, just because making pretty much every fight faster through levels just seems like a good trade-off. I mean, also having, I would say Sonic's at 5 for final at this point.
No, Sonic is still at 4.
Oh, he's still at 4. Okay.
He's still leveling final as he's doing this, which is another boon as well.
Right. Well, and I wasn't sure because if he's at level 5, that would mean that his glide in final is higher than in his base form, so...
Sonic barely clutched it out there and managed to get his drive refilled. And Jared is opting, instead of going to push the guaranteed 2 5s in Twilight Town, one being Chicken, he is going to push further in SP and probably just level here.
It's fair play. Yeah. The only thing that I think will hurt him here is he doesn't have a magnet.
Yeah, like that's the thing. He might not level, but I can't imagine giving up this resource this early. He does have Thundaga. So Thundaga is actually so big that you can get all of the Heartless in one swoop of it.
Right.
So it's actually not too bad. Oh, Limit Formers on Final 5!
Ooh.
Huge.
We got forms on forms. And that's a 5 on forms. So yeah, that's big to know. Once again, 14 being the slide dog it was. It was not a double magic like we all thought.
Wow. That is kind of crazy.
This seed's really neat. Like,
yeah,
I'm enjoying watching this seed. It's got so many twists and turns that just one little move can just cause like a ton of information to pass you by.
All that passive leveling that Sonic did in the Underground Concourse really paid off for Proof of Peace in Twilight Town too. Oh
Wow.
my goodness. So Jared has to go back to Twilight Town at some point, otherwise he's going to be seriously missing out. This SP play could cost him.
Yeah, but once again, SP does have a guaranteed 5 here, so who knows? Maybe the last proof could be here.
And it's still anyone's game. That's what makes Rando Rando. Alright, Sonic getting the Reflect on Master 3.
These form levels just went up exponentially in importance. So, yeah, taking time to level Master here, not a bad play.
Okay, Sonic got Master all the way to 6, gets to Reflect for his effort, but unfortunately he does not get that guaranteed 5. Now, here's what's scary. So to put some math on top of math here.
Oh, okay.
That 5 has a 1 in 3 chance of being the proof.
Yeah.
So that's what makes it extra scary, as well as any of these other worlds that can have a 5. So even though it's a 66% chance it's a torn page, it's still a huge chance that, oh my goodness, now we know it's a 50-50 chance it's a torn page or the proof now, because Jared just picked up the torn pages in Space Paranoids.
Okay. So now it's kind of a toss-up, because we know there's one more 5 on drives, but where is the other 5? And it really comes
anywhere.
Two places. It's either in Hollow Bastion or in OC.
Yeah.
That's the only places it could possibly be in. And just doing a little bit of math here, if it's in Hollow Bastion, then Hollow Bastion becomes a 7 and a 5. Hollow Bastion could, I want to say it could still be 4 reports. I'm just looking around to make sure that's right.
That would mean that Disney Castle would have to have Valor Form, if you're going by that logic.
Experience boost on Limit Level 2? Heck yeah. No, it can't be LOD. LOD is a 7, and if you take 5 out of 7, it leaves a 2, and nothing is worth a 2 in this mode. So no, it cannot be LOD.
Jared picking up limit form again. That's pretty huge.
Okay.
Nothing on Wisdom 6.
Wow. All right. So how are our levels looking on Sonic's side in terms of forms?
So right now Sonic has Wisdom 6, Limit 3, Master 6, and Final 5.
Okay.
Jared has Wisdom 4, no experience on Limit or Master, and Final 5. So he should be looking at these forms with high priority now.
Mm-hmm. All right, and Sonic's about to find the torn page here, so yeah, so now he's thinking. And he's thinking in the form of leveling up limit.
Oh, Jared turned into a card while he was grinding Master.
Ah, man. It happens to everybody from time to time, so. So I think Sonic got limit up to 5. So where do you go from here? You go to Hollow Bastion. Oh yeah, and Sonic has not pushed into Hollow Bastion yet, so...
This Bailey is going to be pretty quick from Sonic because he has limit form as well.
Right. Should also get him up to 6, so he's going to finish off all the levels he can possibly do here. Yeah. Yeah, so once we see what's on limit 6, we'll learn of Valor's possible importance in this seed.
Now, here's the tricky thing about them only having 4 forms and not all 5. So DC is a 9, right? And
yeah,
DC could still be 3 reports, but it could also have Valor form at this point, right?
Yep.
And depending on how this plays out, that could be huge. Mm-hmm. Like that Valor form push, if they decide to go for that. Especially because unlike ruling out 5s, sometimes ruling out 5s is like this, but not often. But when you try to rule out whether or not a 9 is a form or a 3 reports, it's still only a 1 check difference. So if you get 1 report, you know that the other 2 checks in that world are reports already. So it's still looking for 1 check.
Right.
Okay, I wonder which Roxas strat we're going to see Jared bust out here.
Well, the unfortunate thing is... the unfortunate thing is he has no access to limit form here at the start.
Oh, it's the Fast and Furious, okay. So what this is basically like, you time it so that Roxas retaliates as you're doing your reflect finishers. And since Roxas has super armor, you get all of that damage, and yeah, he just melted. That was less than 30 seconds.
Yeah, that is a huge time save on Jared's side versus how Sonic took down Roxas. But I think Sonic did make up some of that time by having the stuff that's behind Roxas, having Fire Aga in his fights, having that magnet has helped a few times. So.
Jared's going to pick up all of these things in the world that never was before Zigbar. He's actually going to save warp it. So he's actually not going to get that cure, which barely matters, but Let's see here. What is he setting up for? Is he gonna push the rest of the world?
He might.
Yes, he's going to finish the world that never was right now. Okay, so this is a play you see sometimes from other players, where you have 2 proofs and you know that the world that never was is done, but you push it anyways because you have to do it anyways, and this could give you some time to strategize. So while Jared is going to be doing this tower climb, very fast, mind you, he is 44 strength and 36 magic. He's going to be thinking about his next play the entire time and what he wants to do.
Right. Also, Rose, if I wasn't on mic, I'd be externally screaming right about now.
So Zigbar's going to get into the room. I assume Jared's just going to go straight in the final form and loop him this way. Yep. Okay, I'm down to action loop percent. Okay. Gonna kill him in final form here, regardless. So that's pretty nice. Sonic is gonna do court.
All right. It's not a bad play, because that 12 actually could. You know what? The 12 could be a 9 and a 3. It could also be 5 and a 7. So,
right. So this is actually smarter than, like, again, so it's either he gets Valor form here or he gets a 50-50, whether it's the Torn Page or the Proof.
Mm-hmm. Or he gets 2 reports and leaves. Like, it could end up being 4 reports. I mean, once again, good old 12 being a good old 12.
Yeah, our players are missing the exact same reports right now as well. 1, 5, 9, 11, and 12.
Mm-hmm.
So Jared's going to try and get a ton of damage on Luxid here by reflecting his cards and going into a Trinity. You don't necessarily need magic for this fight.
Yeah. Okay, so, yeah, thank you, Adis, because, yeah, it can't be 4 reports, because 2 are in Space Paranoids. So,
right.
There's only 3.
That actually makes the chances of Disney Castle having 3 reports extremely low. So, Valor form is pretty much has to be. Like, the odds of it being, like, if you try to match, well, if you subtract 9 from OC, you get 14. So,
I think the 5 has to be here. Right?
In Hollow Bastion, yeah.
Yeah, so...
But talking about how... Actually, no, because you subtract 14, that could just be 2 magics, so it still could be an OC. That's rough.
Yeah, this is some odd math going on here.
Also, unfortunately for Sonic, the checks he was looking for were not in core.
I mean, here's the thing. I guarantee Jared's going to have to do it at some point, right?
Right.
Because that guaranteed 5 in Hollow Bastion, like, it has to be here, right? So.
Oh, Jared taking an unfortunate death to Syx. Getting a little bit greedy there with the strat. He was trying to loop Syx on the ground, so like when he retaliated, he could push reflect damage, but unfortunately Barely misses it. So Sonic has all of his forms to 6 now, and he does not have the check, which means it's either on Valor 1 through 6, so he needs Auto Valor, or he needs to find Valor form to get that check on drives.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's either on Valor or on a 7. So, man. These are the seeds I'd love to see where forms just become the most important thing in the seed. All right, so we're getting a Disney Castle push. So Sonic is looking for one report or the form. Like, that is the only thing that will get him to leave this world.
And we could be seeing a huge play here from Sonic. But of course, it couldn't pan out pretty poorly as well.
Right. Now, wouldn't it be funny if Valor's on the throne?
That would be pretty funny.
Just the very next thing.
It would actually be pretty bad if it was past Old Pete. Because of just how much of a time sink it is.
I mean, you have to do it at this point. I mean, even for the fact of, like, just thinking about leveling forms and everything like that. On the Final Fantasy fights, you can get Wisdom and Limit up to 7.
Pretty easily.
Yeah. You've got TT3 open, so there's Master and Final. Valor, just hit some things. Like...
Yeah, unfortunately, all of the good Valor leveling spots has been exhausted.
Yeah.
So it's probably going to end up being probably like Windows after completing the world to level up Valor.
So we got Valor on Data Marluxia is a thing in the chat. All right, who else wants to place some bets?
Valor being on Data Marluxia would be rough.
Oh yeah. Yeah. But I think it would go to show who is meant to move on. Like, that is quite the challenge to say, all right, you are worthy. Move.
And just a reminder for everybody who is curious, no, Terra is not on in these settings, so it can't be Terra.
Right. So, not finding anything in the TR checks, so we're going into the Windows.
A pretty deep Valor form. It's not something you like to see.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think Nintendo is right, just with how many things left in this world, highly doubt it would be forms at this point. Or not forms, highly doubt it would be reports at this point.
Yeah, that's true. So, very likely chasing Valor here. Now, I like what Jared's doing here. He's taking advantage of MP Rage, an ability where if you take damage, you gain MP. And is leveling Limit this way. So, yeah. That was smart. And now, we're probably going to see him push. I'm curious.
Yeah.
He's going to do Core, looks like.
Okay. I mean, we know that there's nothing there, but you can't really fault him for going here. Like, there's so many checks in there that you kind of have to go. Yeah, but there can't be 4 reports. There can only be 3 reports left in the world, and there's only 3 reports left in the game that are unhinted, that we don't exactly know where they're at.
Wait, no, there's 5, not 3.
Yeah, there's 5. There's 5 left. Two are in Space Paranoids. We know that for certain. And
I see what you're saying. Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
So yeah, that just leaves 3.
Yeah. So.
And at this point, if Valor Form is here, it means that all 3 of them are in OC, which means that would be -9. So you would actually know that OC would have to be 3 reports, which would bring it down to 14. It would have to be 2 magics.
Oh.
So
Jared.
actually, you would be able to figure out where everything is. Jared's doing poor legit also.
Jared, it's quite the play you're doing here, man. All right. Yeah, if
this is really tough with this ghost here.
Yeah, and don't have any drive, so summons and forms are off the table. It's pretty much just, doing it on your own.
Well, this Valor Form is on Marluxia.
Well, let's go.
It's just a matter of which one.
Way to go, Bucklawn. Let's go. All right. Yeah, Sonic does have every form to 6. So,
The only form Jared does not have the 6's limit for.
Yeah, so this is really the gateway to the rest of the 5 checks at this point. So Jared's going up against the second fighting core.
Oh man, he's getting completely murked right here. He's at 1 HP. Yeah, this is hard without Magnera.
Man,
Magnera final is the tool you really want for the second fight. Yeah, he's gonna opt for Chicken Little here instead. Because Chicken Little will just keep tossing you potions, which is gonna keep you alive.
pretty sure Sonic's stats are under the floor, so he is not doing a ton of damage to Marluxia here.
Yeah, he's very under the floor. I don't know by how much though, but he's not.
He's doing around a bar or a combo, I would say.
That's around level 1 damage. Yeah.
So,
All right, Jared makes it past the second core fight.
there you go.
So unfortunately, Marluxia is going to do some DMs here. He's probably going to go straight into the other DM after this.
Yeah.
Oh, and Sonic gets the opening. Okay. Yeah, he does not get to kill. His RV is too high. So yeah, now he's going to do the DM again. Sonic's probably going to catch him out of this DM again, and then he's going to win the fight.
Yep. Yeah.
Oh no, he was a little bit shy. And unfortunately, there was an aerial dodge at the very end of core.
Ooh. Why did this happen to me?
So I sincerely hope Jared just pushes the rest of Hollow Bastion now. Yeah, okay.
And a quick run on Marluxia.
So that means that it's Data Marluxia. Data Marluxia has Valor for it.
Wow. What a seed. Like, it starts out so nice and kind. It's like, hey, here's some like really good early checks. Here's like all these worlds done immediately, and then boom. Data. God.
This is to give you an idea of how big of a gamble this is for Sonic. He's basically betting on a 50-50 that the proof is on either Valor or a 7, yeah.
Because I don't know, is Auto Valor on the table? Like, have the runners found Auto Valor? Like,
I feel like they would have gone for it if it was.
Yeah, so yeah, like.
Jared using this Trinity limit strat where you take down a ton of the Demix clones at once and then do more than half of Demix's HP. Yep. And then you go into limit form and kill them.
It just works.
Now there's great awareness by Sonic here, where after hitting Marluxia's RV, he knows to fire in the middle of this arena so that Marluxia does not spawn the rose pools. And this is how you can loop Data Marluxia.
Wasn't sure that I knew that, so it's good to know.
Yeah, pretty much. Once you get Marluxia down to second phase, you want to keep hitting his revenge value, so he always spawns in the middle, and then you want to fire in the middle of the arena. Oh wow, this is risky.
Ow. Sonic is really good at this game. It's almost like he made this random.
You don't say.
You don't say. Just a hunch.
A pause buffer to make sure that he gets all the reflects out. And this should be it.
Yeah.
Now Sonic will be rewarded with his Valor form, and if the proof is here, he wins.
Yeah.
Pretty much both players are in a gamble situation where they're both doing the opposite thing, and whoever just gets the proof at this point wins.
Yeah. Like, I'm half expecting, well, not half expecting, but like, just hoping that, I don't know. I don't know what I'm hoping for at this point. Just kind of watching in amazement at how the seed just is.
Right. So this is where you level up Valor form if you've exhausted all of your other Valor leveling locations on the windows here in Timeless.
Alright. Looks like 1,000 Heartless is what's for dinner.
And Jared's going to do it the legit way because he only has one magnet, where you basically just keep grabbing the sentry robot and you try to keep the same... We call him our buddy. You try to keep the same buddy throughout the entire fight, and you just keep using his RC. Mm-hmm. Sometimes you go to a different buddy if he's readily available, and you know he's a homie. We call him the homie until he's our buddy for sure, and we just leave the other buddy behind and kill him off because he's in the way.
Alright. like, the only thing Valor has given us so far is movement. So I mean,
It'd be Sonic has Valor all the way up to level 5 right now.
yeah, it's nuts. But we do know that as soon as he is done with this, he is going to head back to Hall of Bastion. More than likely go fight Demix. I highly doubt he would go through. I highly doubt he would go through the last chest.
He should know that it has to be Hall of Bastion.
Yeah. Like there's not enough left in the game to tell you that. So what does that mean? OC is 2 sevens, 2 sevens and 3
reports.
Reports, yeah. I keep saying forms and reports interchangeably this entire scene. They've just blended into one word now. So.
There's nothing on Valor form.
Ooh.
And nothing on 1K.
Wow. See, and now this is kind of what I was hoping for. I didn't want to say it, but I was hoping that it would be like on Sephiroth. Like have like 2 really tough fights and you gotta go do both of them. Like
Sonic is opting to level up Wisdom and Limit on the way to Hollow Bastion.
Yeah. Now I don't think it well, I'm not gonna say I don't think it's Sephiroth, but we still got the proof of peace
Mushroom
checks.
check.
Yeah, the mushroom checks. So it's not exactly Sephiroth, but like,
all right,
we will know like after the 13th descends from on high.
Oh my goodness, it's Sephiroth or Data Demix for this 5.
Wow.
Wait.
Hell yeah.
Okay, he's buying Ethers.
All right. Vulcan, thank you, and what the hell? Like,
this is quite the scene.
This is a great scene to watch, but it is probably a horrible scene to play. Like,
now remember, Jared has to fight these super bosses, and it's a 50-50 whether or not it's the proof or a torn page.
Yeah.
And if it's a torn page, then he has to go all the way through Disney Castle, complete the world, fight AS Marluxia, fight Data Marluxia, and then level up forms and guess lucky on the form if he wants any chance.
Mm-hmm.
But unfortunately, it's not that realistic. So basically, if Jared does not find the proof here on either of these 2 super bosses, it's game for him.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, if Sonic doesn't find... Oh, the proof of non-existence is on Wisdom 7!
Wow. Wow.
Wow.
Holy crap.
That is an unfortunate... What can I say?
Oh my god.
It was a 50-50. And...
Oh, cheese
just
and
so
rice,
happened to be the
dude.
level 7... Yeah.
Mmm.
Wow. This pretty much cements that Sonicshadowsilver2 is going to advance into grand finals against Nintendo.
Yeah, like the only thing here is if now
there's no way for Jared to come back.
Now you say that, but say he gets done with this fight, because here's the thing: Sonic still has to go through the rest of the world that never was. So
second chance and once more, though.
I mean, yeah.
And Jared would have to guess exactly right.
Benefit of the doubt, just I don't know. Like just looking for any way that Jared could come back from this. And yeah, it is a bunch of if this happens, then this could happen. If this happens, then this could happen. So that's my
Jared have elixirs? Oh yeah, he does.
Yeah. Phew. Yeah. This is great for content, but it is not great to play.
This is a great final seed.
Yeah.
Like a great losers final seed.
Yeah, like this is a seed worthy of both these players' skill, just routing decisions, just everything in this seed has just been shows why they're both here and shows what they can do, right? And if one of them was going to go out, they were going to go out in a blaze of glory. Literally, because Sephiroth is blowing up an entire stage. So, I mean...
High grade.
Yeah.
Okay, there we go.
I remember that.
4 pages on Sephiroth. Jared is not feeling too great about this.
Jared.
Hey, at least it wasn't Data Demics that had the torn pages, right?
Yeah. God, and I think Rose said earlier that she was screaming internally, guarantee Jared's doing the exact same thing right now. Like, this is not what you want to see. And also, now that it's late enough in the siege, you look at the loadless timers. Sonic has got the edge there as well. So, I mean, yeah, it's not over till it's over, but...
The unfortunate thing, too, is, losing a seed like this, like, feels pretty bad.
Yeah.
Like, Jared did so much content, and he just so happened to get told, basically, no, you have to do all of the content if you want to win this race.
It's odd watching this from the outside because this was a seed that I played in a tournament. So, like, where there's a form on forms and all forms are needed for the proof. Like, that is just an insane seed in and of itself. But yeah, it's unfortunate, but can you really say that they played wrong or that they did anything wrong? No,
absolutely not.
No, they both played the hell out of the seed. They both did things that were optimal. Both went to places that were extremely viable for having the proof. So, I mean, nobody played wrong. Nobody played bad. It just came down to where's Corey? It came down to a coin flip, right? Right? You're banning that word. I think it's funny how he has it as one word, but it's really 2 words. So, randomizer has spoken. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I know we're not saying much at this point, but what is there left to say?
Yeah, this scene is pretty much over.
Yeah, it's...
Sonic's going to melt through all of these fights because he has second chance once more, as well as beefy stats. So he has nothing to worry about.
Yeah. It's... Yeah. God.
Jared has to go through all of TR.
Yeah.
AS Marluxia and Data Marluxia to get Valor form, and Valor is going to be the first form he probably levels and is not going to get it.
Yeah. I mean, I think by the time he actually does find Valor form, like, I think Sonic will be finishing up. Just in terms of how the time is happening in the season. So.
That's probably what's going to end up happening, yeah.
Sonic making quick work of tower climb. So yeah, it's wow. Also, something else interesting, just looking at the loadless timers, just barely over an hour. Like, all of this, everything
Right.
that we've seen, just in little over an hour loadless. Like, that is insane.
And even real time, it's 1 minute and 13 minutes and 50 some seconds, right? Like, that's still insane.
Yeah, like that's nuts. Like, yeah, I won't say anything about what's coming up next or who's moving on and everything like that until it's pretty close to the end. So.
Well, I like what Jared did there and using the Wisdom of Thundaga finisher to get 3 Thunderbolts onto the crate.
Oh yeah.
That's creative.
Oh yeah. Final proof was on Wisdom 7. Which, yeah, like even the Auto Valor guys who were suggesting Auto Valor just wouldn't have worked. Would not have been the same. So
Alrighty. And now Sonic's going to make his way through the final door. While Jared is just finishing up TR.
yeah, that's more than likely Jared will find that Valor form right as soon as the siege is over, essentially. So yeah, I know we haven't said anything about it, but yeah, Jared's got the Drip Sora model and got Goofy as the Dusks. So I mean,
Jared has this game modded out for sure.
Yeah. What level did they finish at? Well, neither one of them were finished, but
Jared's at level 43 currently, and Sonic's at level 30.
Yeah, so probably guarantee Sonic's at good enough stats to be over the floor. Jared is definitely same with Sonic. Whenever he fought Marluxia, is not over the floor in terms of being able to do actual damage to him, to Marluxia. Oh, Jared's attack is above. Okay. So Jared's attack is above the floor for Marluxia. Gotcha.
That's good. Yeah. He is piling on a lot of damage.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, this is just one of the 2 fights he has to go through.
Yeah, like. Jared having a hard time finishing off Marluxia, but I think he's about to do it right here.
Yep. Meanwhile, Sonic is on Armored 1. But did Jared's game just crash?
Damn.
Are you serious?
Wow.
That's...
Yeah, you really don't want to see that at this point.
No. That's awful. He has to redo that entire fight.
Yeah, so yeah, also, yes, Jared has done the World That Never Was, but I mean, yeah. I highly doubt, I don't know if it saved his fight.
I don't think it did.
God. It'll really just all depend on, I think if he's, does the AS fights kick you out of the world, or do just the datas?
Just the datas.
Okay. Then, if he walks up to the absent silhouette thing and it says he's even stronger, then he's on the data. If it doesn't say that, then he's still in the AS.
Yeah, I think Jared's done. Like, I don't see him booting up this game again. Otherwise, he would have done it by now, probably.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, is he repatching?
Could be repatching, yeah.
Wow. Well, and here's the thing. He can repatch, and then once he gets back into the game, he'll have a little over a minute to beat the game. But
Sonic getting the dome skip here with limit form. And that's time.
all right.
1:11:54 load list for Sonic.
GG's to Sonic. Whew. Wow.
Seed.
What a seed. What a race. Just, there's just so much in this, man. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, right now I'm speechless. So hopefully Sonic can fill us in on,
I
on
want
some
to
stuff.
know. I want to know what his decision making was heading into Disney Castle as early as he did. Well, not as early as he did, but why he chose that over Hollow Bastion.
Right.
But yeah, so we're gonna be Sonicshadowsilver2 versus Nintendo for our grand finals of the league. Yeah, Jared forfeited.
Yeah. It's unfortunate. But yeah, like we said before, both the runners played extremely well.
Absolutely phenomenally.
Yeah,
You
this
can't
was
get better gameplay than this, people.
yeah. one hell of a seed, one hell of a race. So, yeah, hopefully we can at least get a interview with Sonic, or if Jared is up for it, we can interview Jared. But yeah. So it doesn't look like anybody's hopping in, or maybe they're
Maybe talking to their chats or whatever.
Yeah. But while we're waiting for them, like we said, Sonic with the win will go on to face Ninten in the finals, the grand finals of the spring 2022 league. And Jared has been knocked out at third, so he is third in the entire conglomerate that participated in league, which is still incredible. Like, just
absolutely strong showing for sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. We're not. So yeah, having one more race left. We will see when the racers are going to race. It's going to take a little bit of time, but yeah, hopefully within the next week or so, I would say. Best guess.
Oh, it's Jared.
Hey, Jared. GG's, man.
Congratulations on third.
Thank you. I'm very happy with my placement.
No, I was going to say you had a very strong performance, and it was something to behold for sure. It's just unfortunate that you guessed wrong. Yeah. So as you've probably figured out.
Oh, hi, Sonic.
Hi, Sonic.
Hey, Sonic.
Congratulations. GG's.
So, Jared, as you've probably figured out towards the end, Data Marluxia did indeed have Valor form, and the proof was on Wisdom 7.
Yep.
Sonic, for your information, there were torn pages on Sephiroth. That's what Jared got.
Yeah, Crater Kobe and that.
It was quite a seed for sure, with the last 50-50 at the end determining you two splitting off to go chase the different 50-50s. So, I just want to know both of your thought processes, really. So, there's a point in the scene where you both were pretty much had to decide between Hollow Bastion, or you had to go and chase Valor form in Disney Castle to go chase the 5 on forms. Let's just start with Sonic. I want to know why you chose what you chose as far as that 50-50 goes.
It was the one scene where I didn't answer Kami's River at all in the combat form, so I was just paramoring. But it was just Valor form might have just been selling at the beginning of Kami's River, and it was probably on like Valor 2 level or level 3. And we didn't have level Valor at the time either. So that's why I was like worried about for the most part why I went from there.
Right. Okay. And Jared, why did you choose to push? Not only did you just push Hollow Bastion, you also did core all the way through, including getting the last chest. So what was your thought process there?
So Hollow Bastion, I always get baited by Hollow Bastion. Like earlier today, I told Matt, I was like, all right, I'm not gonna get baited. I'm not gonna do core, and then I always do core. But yeah, I like the guaranteed 5 because I knew it was in HB because I already killed OC with math. So
I killed it with math too. So.
Yeah, like in the most optimal way, I could have skipped out on TR if it was in HB. Well, Sonic could have done TR and then had to go do HB. So it was just a 50-50 at the end of the day. I just liked my guaranteed 5 there instead of like getting Valor and then form rouletting and just
No, it absolutely makes sense. And at the end of the day, neither of you two made the wrong play. It's just that one play happened to work out. It's just how Rando works.
Yep.
Very strong performances from both of you. Comics, do you have any questions for our players here?
Not exactly. It's just cool that so many points in the run, you guys were so synced up, or you guys just did things exactly opposite of each other. Like SP and DC, you both switched at like the exact same time and
Wow.
like passed each other in the GOA. So like just seeing like
and then
both of you guys be so optimal was just incredible because
Yeah.
like we were
Exactly.
saying, like nobody. Yeah, I'm sorry, Sonic.
Yeah, we gave each other a high five while we were going through
Yeah.
like at Space Promotion of Disney Castle.
Oh yeah, it was just so cool because I don't think either of you made a bad play, bad decision throughout the entire seed. Like everything made absolute sense. Just such an incredible seed to watch. Not sure how it was to play, but definitely really cool to watch it all go
Yeah.
down.
Well, this was almost my second Data Marluxia seed in a row for Elite, by the way.
yeah.
I also have Data Marluxia seed during my race with Right Boss.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Data Marluxia. No, I was actually saying, Sonic, how whenever you were fighting Data Marluxia, like you had the awareness to like you know that fight very well. Always having the awareness that whenever you hit Marluxia's RB, you go straight to the center and fire him, and that gets you a guaranteed combo and follow him and keep looping him that way.
Yeah.
Obviously, from your knowledge, correct me if I'm wrong, but you speedran Data Org back when it was just on PS2, right?
Yep, level 1 Data
Yep.
Org.
Yep, so lots of knowledge carrying over from there, helping you speed up that fight as well. Very impressive showing, of course.
Yeah, and Jared just showing optimal showings at the very beginning. Going to, it seemed like you hit every world first as you were going through, and also just watching you thunder spam to connect your combos in Pride Lands was really cool to see. Just not even dropping an inch and just keeping going.
Donald and Goofy left you out to dry there at the beginning of the seed.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where were all of the double weapons, by the way, besides the one for like Cyrex?
I don't believe we have our resident insider info here, but I don't believe either of you two had Flare Force or Fantasia.
I had Fantasia. I had to buy it.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then before that, it was like Donald literally only had his default staff. That's it.
Yeah. No. Donald weapons were not there this seed, apparently.
Nope.
And trying to think of what else I meant to ask. Oh, go ahead, Comics.
Well, I'll just say while you're thinking, be sure to drop a follow for both of these racers. They're both incredible. Links are in the chat. Jared exiting at third, Sonic going on to the grand finals. Both of these guys are incredible racers.
Ooh, yeah.
So please.
Yeah, I guess that's what I can ask. So Sonic, now that you have emerged victorious in this race, how do you feel going up against Nintendo? Been the first time in a while, right?
Really, really fun to watch for sure, because Nintendo is one of the best paced Gruffin players in the world.
Yeah, for sure. I know, you're not necessarily a player to get affected by nerves that much, so, and neither is he. So it's going to be just like today, we're going to have very stellar performances all around, and it's probably going to be very fun, as you said.
Yeah,
I'm really looking forward to it.
I felt like I played very well this season too.
No, yeah, you both played phenomenally. It was crazy. I believe you were deathless, correct, Sonic?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, and Jared, I think you only had one death to Cyx, and that was it.
I think I had a death to Cyx and a death to Core.
Oh, you had one death to Core, that's right.
Yes.
But those were just oopsies, like whatever.
Yeah.
Again, thank you guys so much for participating, and thank you all at home for watching. Please stay tuned. Make sure that you, again, follow both of these runners, JaredWeakStrike, Sonicshadowsilver2. And also, be sure to check out and follow this channel, as well as joining our Discord, where we host races every single day. And, if you wanted to be a part of the league and you just missed out this season, we host 2 a year. There's one upcoming here in the winter probably that you could join.
Mhm.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
Keep an eye out. And again, thank you all. And I believe we're ready to wrap up here, unless there's any closing comments from any of our players or the commentator.
Next year or next season, it's gonna be my Metal Gear Vengeance.
There we go.
Yeah, I think I haven't raced Jared since like over a year ago. This was a fun
Yeah.
race for sure.
Oh yeah, I'm happy it was closer, for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, our raid, we're going to go to Seriously Surly. He is hosting a beginner ABN tourney, and right now it is a race between Sabrina Strats and Mr. Manny 620, top 16. So yeah, these are people who have either they haven't placed in a tournament before. So if you want to go check them out, send them some love, definitely go do. So yeah, we're gonna rate them here in a second. But yeah, thank you guys for watching, and